So with Spider-Man all the way back at Sony, Sony is looking to franchise him into multiple different mediums. From the big films to animated films to, of course, TV shows that are tied to the Venomverse. Now we're hearing rumors that there's gonna not just be one Spider-Man running around, or two, that there's possibly gonna be a whole lot of them within the next 5 years. As long as it's not the Jackal, we'll see. Alright guys, so news reports are coming from sources that claim that they know where Sony's heading with this. As always, take this with a grain of salt, but understand a lot of times people have been correct. Sometimes it is predictions people are making, sometimes they have insider knowledge. So this time we are talking about the future of Spider-Man under Sony. Sony sees the benefit of having multiple Spider people run around, and this is due to the fact that people reacted very kindly to the Spider-Verse. Now while Spider-Verse is something that they're apparently planning down the road, let's talk about what they want to do with Spider-Man. Tom Holland will be Spider-Man, but that's not the only thing. They're looking to try to adapt a version of the Clone Saga, introducing a version of Spider-Man that is Ben Reilly to carry on his own Scarlet Spider franchise. Along with this, putting into active development something like a Silk to kind of go along for the female demographic. Again, cloning spiders, I don't know how they're gonna do it. Silk isn't even a clone, but whatever, I guess you can change elements. Certainly would be interesting, and it's one direction to take Spider-Man in. I don't know if it's the correct one. I don't know if they could pull it off. Sony has typically taken too much on and fallen flat on their face. That's exactly what happened with The Amazing Spider-Man. It's what happened with Spider-Man 3. So I'm inclined to have a hard time trusting them, specifically with something like the Clone Saga, which even in its original iteration was not that good, and they had to, decades later try to retell it in a shorter, more compact narrative, and even then it wasn't good. So this could be a problem, but again, I'm willing to give it a try, and I believe that Sony will do something like this because the Spider-Man character is very recognizable. So if you introduce Tom Holland and then you have him cloned, clone doesn't look like him, but you cast another up-and-coming actor, and you can alternate Spider-Man films every year, or maybe they're aiming for Spider-Man Venom, Ben Reilly Spider-Man Morbius, alternate it like that. They're probably looking to do 2 Spider-Man films a year from this point on. It makes a lot of sense why you would clone Spider-Man. How would you guys feel about that, though? I've said my piece on the Jackal and clones, so